And we are live. Hello, Ron. How are you?
There. How are you?
I'm doing good. Really good. I was up quite late last night, but I got a good night's sleep.
I got double. There we go. Do that again, please. What were you saying about?
What's that?
What were you saying? I forgot to mute the YouTube side.
I was just saying that I was up quite late last night, but I did get a decent amount of sleep.
Oh, good. Yeah, I did too last night. Yeah.
Yeah. I sure did.
Well, let's see. Mike is here. Christine's here.
Yes. And she says, "Hello, Christine. Welcome in. Hello, Mike. Hello, Rob. Hey.
Nathan. Hi, Nathan. And Coro. No kidding.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And I won.
Yep, that's Steve from London, from Epping Forest. How you doing, Steve? Welcome in. How's everybody doing today? I just got this thing scheduled about an hour ago. I was running a little behind because Kathy had some doctor's appointments. She had actually 3 in a row.
Oh, wow.
We got back here in time, so I was able to come down and get it scheduled up and all that. So that's cool.
I try to do that too because mine are all 3 hours away.
Oh, wow. I
have got to change things up. You know, you get familiar with doctors that you've been seeing for years. So, and I've got to go back again to pick up new eyeglasses whenever they're ready.
Oh, I didn't even see Coral come in here. I'm sorry about that. I heard you say something. I was looking for him. And Nathan Hovey. So you got new glasses coming, is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, I was there Friday. Went and had like a post-op. I had my eyeballs lasered out. I had cataract surgery a year ago. And apparently protein can build up on the backside of the lenses and it starts affecting your vision. So I had a week ago, about a week and a half ago now, had them lasered out. And then I went back. Oh, Mike, I did. Yes, thank you. Sorry about that. And so then I went back for a follow-up eye doctor to get glasses. She said there wasn't anything she could do, and so I got that taken care of. So yes, like that.
I've got
it's nice to be able to see a little clearer. Wow.
I am going to be going. I think hopefully by the end of this month, I'll be into the optometrist to get my eyes checked and get fitted for some new lenses.
I've got just the California Retired Teachers, so I've got just a little bit of. I think it's VSP is the insurance. It's better than nothing because God, it adds up, man. Glasses and sunglasses. New lenses, and then I've got double vision, so I've got these prisms, to kind of correct the double vision, and that gets really expensive. So anyway, yeah. Oh, 6 o'clock. Oh, I hate headaches. I get these migraines that just absolutely suck, Nathan. I get it. I absolutely get it. Yeah. I take some stuff that just either kicks my ass. I got approved for new stuff, and they're
Chris,
$800 for 50 of them.
Oh, wow.
And so I got qualified, I don't know, through Medicare or whatever they're about $3.50 now. So, and they just make all the difference in the world.
June's saying, don't get told you're out of service area. California has stupid lines drawn on the dirt.
What?
I'm not sure what that's referring to. I just happened to see that. I was like, I wasn't sure she's talking to you because you're in California as well.
I have no idea what that means. I live in California. Is it for insurance or is it for like mobile?
I don't know. I'm not
sure. Hey, Chris.
Everybody's saying hello. Hello, Jody P. Welcome in. Good to see you. We are catching up here. I hope everybody's doing well today. Hello. So, I do have a topic tonight.
Cool.
But I'm not sure if you want me to do it now? It's just a basic topic.
Well, it can be. We can run it all the way through. Just keep picking it back up.
Yeah. Let's go ahead. I'll drop it on here.
Sure.
Where are we at? Yeah, here it's just I think we went over this back in the beginning, but we're going to revisit it right now.
Oh yeah.
And so, what drives your hobby?
Insanity.
Everybody in the chat also to let us know what you guys think about it too. Okay. All right. So I'll let you go ahead and answer that first if you like.
Mine is insanity. I used to keep fish when I was a kid, and I think my mom bought my first aquarium. It was a used 26-gallon show with the stainless steel frame. They were about 36 inches long and about, I don't know if they were 12 inches deep and maybe, like 20, 24 inches high. I'd have to do the arithmetic to see what it comes out. And it was, and it had that black tar sealant that the glass was stuck to inside the stainless steel frame. And I feel like the brand was Pemco, Pemco. Does that sound familiar?
I think I've heard that before.
Yeah.
Either Pemco or Penflax.
No, that doesn't sound familiar. Regardless, and it could be a regional thing. I had what I remember. We had kind of a community tank going in it. It was probably all plastic plants because that was a thing those days. And had angelfish, and they spawned. And I think that's when I got hooked. And then next thing I know, even when I was still a kid, and this is probably 11, 12 years old, MTS started setting in.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I don't know, a bunch of years later, I think I was 21, I moved into my own, my own house. It was actually, I've got, I don't know, 20 plus aquariums, kind of like now. And did that for several years, and then just finally got bored with it or whatever. I don't know. And pretty much, I think I gave all the tanks to the local Boys and Girls Club. And then 2 years ago, when we were fixing to move in here permanently, where we are now, I thought, I want to get back into this. And I just get a tank, just one tank. And so I started watching YouTube videos. And I came across different ones, but the two I fell into first was MD fish tanks, because the whole aquascaping thing, and that was fascinating. And I like real plants because I got a degree in horticulture, and I used to teach that, for about 20 years at the community college level. And then I found Keeping Fish Simple, all about breeding fish, and it was on. And then it just sort of grew from there, and bought those steel racks in the garage, and I've got, I don't know, 18, 19 tanks outside, something like that. And there's four in the house now. So, and my wife just bought 2 books, one on, and they're like beginner books, one for angelfish and one for bettas. So, that was kind of nice.
Yeah.
She hasn't thrown me out. So anyway, that's my 2 cents.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, of course, I've been in the hobby a long time, but I think what really drives my hobby right now is partially the YouTube channel and having everybody, taking part in it. But I'm thinking that right now, what's really interesting to me with a hobby is the new direction I've taken from where I was at, 50 years ago.
Right.
Back in the days when all I kept was, gigantic aggressive cichlids.
Yeah.
If there's no, today that wouldn't be feasible for me today because, they're more labor intensive. You got to do a lot more work. They need a lot bigger tanks.
Right.
But I think it's just basically the new direction, the new type of fish that I'm getting. It's almost a good thing that I was so niche back in the beginning, because now I got a whole new world opened up to me. I just got my first angelfish
yes.
a couple weeks ago, I got corridors for the first time about 6-7 weeks ago from David.
Yes.
And I got some really nice new fish. I got the glow light danios, the chopre danios, and I think it's the excitement of what I haven't had, and it is to look forward to, basically, breeding the fish. And
yes.
So basically, I think it's what's really driving my hobby right now. It's also really nice. I like very much sharing my fish too with people, and it kind of makes me feel good when I send somebody some fish and they enjoy them in their tanks. It's kind of like I have an abundance here, and I can share it out.
Yeah.
But we have some new joiners in here. I seen Red Laser. Hello, Gord.
Oh, Jorge, how are you? Yeah, hi, Red.
And Jorge's here. Hello, Jorge.
Yeah.
Welcome in.
Yeah.
So we're talking about what drives our hobby, and also another thing too. Now, when you mentioned you got a degree in horticulture, now was that? Hello, David. Welcome in.
Hey,
was
David.
Hello?
Was that watered plants, or was that basically
No,
growth?
all terrestrial landscape stuff.
Oh,
I used to teach plant identification, a couple different classes. One was tree ID, the other was shrubs, vines, and ground covers. And then I taught everything from a landscape perspective, landscape irrigation, greenhouse and nursery management, pest control, but it was all really focused on the landscape. But still, plants is plants.
mm-hmm.
So there's, learning how to handle them differently. I have to learn, all the different genera, the genuses and species now, because that's new. Families overlap. The plant families overlap. So it's, there's some new stuff here. But what you were saying, the breeding part, and in the last day or two, Keeping Fish Simple came out with a new video, breeding danios. I take that back. It was Harlan Ford on breeding danios and how easy they are to spawn. And so I thought, I got to go find some danios. I want to give that a try. It just looks like it's a really easy one to go with.
Yeah. It is. I mean, if you're so used to doing like the immersed growth terrestrial plants, now this is like a whole new. But you have basics down as a horticulturist.
I think so. Yeah. And I know how to, but I still can't grow stem plants underwater to save my butt. And I'm sure it's just the water parameters. Hey, Greg. It's just a matter of getting the parameters right, and eventually I will. So, and I think you mentioned it early on, was, a lot of those stem plants, just throw them in the tank, let them float, and they do just fine. So maybe that's what I need to do to get them established. But from a horticulture perspective, from a plant ID perspective, basic plant biology or botany, there's essentially, I used to teach three different kinds of plants. Ferns were one of them, and we know there's some aquatic ferns that we grow, the bulbitis and the Java ferns. I forget what the genus is on those. There's a couple different ones. And then there's monocots and dicots, right? And the dicots are the stem plants, the ones that have leaves and nodes at the leaves that can branch off of those. And then the monocots that grow from a clump from the base, like the grassy type plants. And turns out Anubias doesn't grow like that, but Anubias is one of the monocots. And it's in the same family as pothos.
Hello, Cheryl. Hello, George.
It's in the same family as like Monstera, the peace lily. They're all in that same family, and this one grows underwater. And I guess they'll actually grow right at the margin, right at the water line too, where, you keep the base of it wet. A lot of those plants we can dangle in the back of our tanks, and I do. I grow pothos back there, and anthurium's another one, dangle in the back. That's the one of those big heart-shaped, waxy colored, red or yellow, or not you. Well, yellow's one. Pink, red, white, the big waxy heart-shaped flower.
Oh, yeah. Right.
So, those will grow like that too. So way too much plant stuff. I just bored the hell out of everybody. I saw everybody's eyes roll back.
That's all right. That's all. I enjoy listening about it. I pretty much know what David was driving his hobby. I'll let David say it.
Absolutely, I want to hear
it. Would it be Corey's?
Yeah.
Are you close to your number yet? Are you one more closer?
No, I think I'm at the 9. Didn't Jeff make me count them once?
I don't know. I thought the last time I saw you, you had 8, so maybe it was 9.
I think I'm at the 9 now.
Very cool.
Yeah, so
about,
one more.
About 2,000 more to go, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I would say that. I mean, I have a problem, and my wife will definitely attest to it. Is that when I start a hobby, I'm either all in or not.
Right.
So, I mean,
little OCD going.
Yeah, when I started with my second and third tanks, and she said that this could be fun, it was probably 3 or 4 months later. I was up to like 15 or 16 tanks, and then I was at 30, and now I'm at 60, and still thinking about places to put them. So, yeah, I think I'm either have 59 or 60 with water in them, and I have I think there's at least 5 of them here without water.
God, I wish I had the room.
I do too.
I've got to rearrange stuff in the garage I was telling Jeff, I think before you got here, that my wife just bought 2, kind of like beginner guides, one to angelfish and one to Bettis. So it's on.
Yeah, angelfish. I mean, I've got angelfish, but in my mind, they just take up too much space.
Yeah.
So
this is just about the fact that she bought books about it.
Oh, that's inspiring in itself.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So she was talking about the stuff we can get rid of in the garage to make more, make more shelf room. So
angelfish are a good looking fish, but they can be they can take up a lot of space, especially when you start breeding them. So
yeah,
I'm hoping.
Yeah. I keep thinking about what Dean Tweedell says about angelfish paid for his fish room and everything else.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I would love to breed my first angelfish. I mean, at some point, I'd like to be able to say that I bred them. So
I'd like to get.
That's one thing I haven't done, and my wife's been trying to force me into it. Well, not force me into it, but she's prompting me to do it. Would be to get into the Breeders' Award program, which I've never done for as many fish as I've bred. I mean, I'm not a lot, but But she said, why don't you just take advantage of that? Start taking those fish to club and filling out the form and.
Yeah.
And even LaToya said that to me too, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's a real, I think for also, like you said there, it's also it's nice to be able to breed for profit, sell some of your stuff and get, help support your fish room. That's kind of exciting in and of itself, really.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
That gives you a good feeling of accomplishment. I mean, whenever you can sell 20, 30, 40, 50, maybe even $100 worth of fish. I mean, that's good. Cause then, you're not spending it right out of your pocket. So,
right. Yeah. Pays for food, pays for other stuff. So, yeah.
Yep.
Take pride in that too. You know that you're sending fish to people and they're enjoying them. That's a good feeling.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I know that when I got to my 4th aquarium, that was the magic number for me. I always had like 1 or 2, maybe 3 tanks going all that time for years and years. They were big tanks because I had fish that got to be a foot long. So they were large tanks. I was trying to figure out what they were. I had like a 150, I think, 125, and the other one was a 90 gallon. But they were good sized tanks, But
yeah.
But when I got to the 4th tank, and right before we moved to our new home, that was new back in 2007 when we got it. That's when I started adding more tanks into this house. Got rid of the big ones, gave them to my nieces, and then because I couldn't really move them. I didn't have a service. I had people come and take them from my old house because I didn't want to bring them to the new place because I didn't know where to put them. I mean, I seen the basement down here, but I didn't know. I didn't have anything set up for it. I didn't have a sink down here. I was like, nah, I'm just gonna wait and try and do it later.
Sure.
I'm glad I did, because before I had my sink put in here, even with my 75 gallons down here, I was making trips up and down the stairs with 5-gallon buckets and 2 hands. And I tell you, that's not.
Oh wow, that's a workout. Yeah.
Emptying and filling.
Yes.
And I was probably putting on miles.
I thought you were a kind of smart guy.
Well, I was. I mean, I was smart, but I just didn't have the tools to make it happen, which was mostly some of this stuff. But luckily, now I had a friend. He's a plumber. He's a master plumber. He put in a sink. I bought a nice double sink.
Right.
Has hot and cold running water in it. Then he helped me with my air system also with the PVC.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have him on the show one of these times.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I owe a lot to him for getting the water set up down here, helping me with the air system. I mean,
wow. Yeah.
A huge jet. I mean, he's kind of like an unsung hero that I'm going to have him on. I will have him on here sometime.
Yeah.
And you guys can meet him. His name's Ken. He's a good guy.
Very cool. Yeah.
But yeah.
I wanted to get a sink in the garage and kind of blew the opportunity while we were still doing construction, in the house. Might still be able to. It would go right next to the water heater, and it would have to be easily removable when we change the water heater, which is not a huge deal, but like one of those fiberglass laundry trays, the laundry sinks, So,
yep.
Could be done.
Oh, it can all be hooked up pretty removable.
Yeah, it would be just, shut it off at the angle stops, pull the trap, pull the supplies and disconnect the faucet.
Right.
Yeah. Well, the faucet would probably be attached to the top of the sink anyway, one of those. So it'd be, right now, all I got to do is open the door into the laundry room and it's right there. It's a small sink, but a bigger one would be a little easier to handle.
Oh yeah, because I put a double sink in my basement, and one of those sinks is always full of stuff. So
yeah. This would just be a single because that's all there's room for.
I got some of that big clear. It's the big airline, but the huge stuff for taking a tank out. That's the only thing I got in the other sink. The other one, I use the left-hand bay for dumping water out and then filling stuff up. But
sure.
But before this, at the old house with those big tanks, I had to bring the garden hose from outside into the house.
Yeah.
And I filled them up that way.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, and for the garage, the tanks I do in the garage, or in the house, it's buckets. One's right over the kitchen sink. I can just drain it right in the kitchen sink. A lot of times I'll drain it into buckets though, and use that bucket to water the houseplants.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Houseplants have never looked so good since we've been using fish water,
Yeah.
And then the ones in the garage, I just drain out onto the front lawn, which makes it really easy. And it's not, just going down the gutter. It's not waste. So that helps. So it keeps.
I have never, and this is something else too. Even we've never kept houseplants ever.
Yeah.
I still haven't had one. So.
Wow.
No,
I used to years and years ago.
It's odd, isn't it? Even years ago, I never had one.
Yeah. And then an old, I don't know, 15 years or so ago, an old girlfriend gave me a cutting of a little philodendron. So I stuck it in a pot. It took off. And I had that before we moved here, and I still got it. But then since we moved here, all of a sudden we got houseplants all over the place. It's kind of cool. It just lends a whole different air to the place. I like it.
Hello, Prodigal Aquarius. Welcome in.
Yeah, all the way from London, as I recall.
Yeah, Steve's from London as well. So we have two.
Oh,
two
very
gentlemen.
cool. Yeah. I would love to go visit the UK sometime. Just go.
Oh, me too.
England, Scotland, Wales.
I'll make it there someday.
Do the canal tour, maybe longboat canal or narrowboat canal tour. Do the Brit Rail, maybe. Take the train, get off, get a car, get back on. hang out for, I don't know, month and a half, maybe forever until they get tired of me.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe someday I'll make it over there. That's on my bucket list. So is Australia. I'd love to go to Australia too.
Yeah, that'd be fun too.
But 10,000 miles away,
Yeah.
See, that's a mighty big bucket for that one.
Yeah. Disney World's closer.
Yeah.
I'll be good with that too.
Oh yeah.
Traveling is just getting more, I don't know. That 3-hour drive each way back and forth to Orange County these days is just making me nuts.
Free prescriptions at your age. Oh, I wish. I see a Prodigal Aquarist has put in here free prescriptions at your age.
Really?
Oh, that's nice. We don't have them here.
No.
Pretty much. I mean, I actually had prescriptions up until January 1st because I've already met my deductible.
Yeah. Mine are, I've only got a couple and they're really cheap. So, but then how long do you have to wait for an appointment, to see the MD?
Oh,
with I'm UK, Canada, it's like months, isn't it?
Oh, wow. That's not good. Yeah. Let's see.
What's that?
Then got to go play with some more bumpers. I'll see you guys later. Oh, all right. All right, Cheryl. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah.
All right. I won it. Last night, I was going upstairs on my knees, and my wife shouted down, "I never knew you were the praying kind." Before you went. It was the best workout I ever got. Okay. Oh, June wants to go to Bolivia. Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah.
Well, that's not bad. They're Prodigal.
Just with the Puma Punko. I don't know what that is. Puma Punko. What is that? What is that, June?
Puma Punko. Not a clue.
LOL, that because I just did that last night too. Okay. Climbing the stairs that way. 1 week wait to see. Oh wow, 1 week wait to see the GP.
Yeah, that ain't bad. That's about what it takes me to get to see my GP. Maybe even actually a little longer. And I've got what they call PPO, the preferred physician thing, where as opposed to Kaiser, the HMO. I know my wife. It takes time for her to get in with Kaiser with the HMO.
Yeah, I think everything's backed up, right? Everything.
Yeah, and they're all, especially since the world ended, they're all just. I guess so many of them just got out of it. The amount of doctors just kind of like diminished. And I know the amount of nurses, RNs, and LVNs, I guess, also diminished greatly. So a lot
I think
of the
it
support.
diminished everything on the planet, basically.
Yeah, a lot of the support staff went away. And, yeah. Anyway.
I remember the price of lumber when I was.
Oh my God!
I was building the majority of this fish room during COVID, and I tell you what, it was so expensive. I mean, I got like 4 2x4s. It was like $70.
Yeah.
It was.
And then
crazy.
California, we had a lumber tax to go with it. Our illustrious governor put and that goes actually back before that. He's put a lumber tax on. So when you go to Home Depot, you see, the sales tax and another line item for lumber tax. So, there goes the market.
Yeah. A lot of taxes on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Here's Humber Coy. Hello, Aaron. Welcome in. Humber Coy is Aaron. Welcome in there.
Very cool.
Back to fish, he says.
Yeah, please.
I like meeting people who have similar geek to mine, finding new interesting fish, breeding and sharing them, and the knowledge you get. Yes, exactly. That's exactly the same as what I had said.
Yeah.
Like I said, also for me, especially, it's kind of like I've been in the hobby, yet I haven't. I was basically in this little narrow part of it. And then it's like all of a sudden everything exploded all at once. And it's like I said, it's a whole new world now. I got fish that I've never had before that I've always wanted.
Right.
We're talking, I've been Yeah, for just decades and decades.
Right.
And now with the the breeding the fish, I basically feel much better when I actually reproduce. My fish reproduce in the tanks. It makes me feel I'm doing something right.
Oh yeah.
And when they don't, I kind of get down on myself a little bit. But then I got to realize you can't force anything. That
you really don't have a lot of control over it. I mean, you got kind of limited control. You know.
With some fish, I mean, like David could probably attest with his equus.
Yeah.
You would love for them to breed, and they're just not an easy fish to breed. But it's still a challenge.
Yeah, and I'll keep on it, and they'll use up a tank for as long as they need to.
That's right. Yeah. Is that one of the Goodeids?
No, that's a Corey.
Oh, okay. And this is a great venue for meeting like-minded people. It really is.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, there's something always around the corner in this hobby.
Yeah.
Whether you're looking for it or not.
Yeah.
I'll be
I gotta get that.
He's asking Prodigal what fish he keeps. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, please.
Finding out what type of fish you like to keep, Prodigal. I'm just back in the hobby after 24 years off.
110-liter dirted.
Oh yeah, that's another thing I've done too. I did a dirted tank, first time ever. So this has been 2024 has been a year of a lot of firsts for me.
Yeah,
absolutely. Hey, there is Sarah Sketty Nona. Welcome in. Hello. Good to see you. He has black neons, autos, and failing with the Neocaridinus. Really? I found that they love hard water.
Yeah, he must have water parameter issues.
It must be because they're so easy to keep, Prodigal. It has to be something like that.
That's 100, or what am I saying? That's a 29-gallon tank, the 110-liter.
Yeah. Yep.
Black neons.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, I don't know how old your tank is. I had a couple different tanks, and it took me a couple different shots to get the Neocaridinus going. For me, it was, I think, just a function of the tanks needed to season longer.
Oh,
I think that's all it was.
I think I found your issue right there. You're using RO water.
Oh, yeah.
I would use tap water. If you have a harder water with tap, try the tap water, but just gradually change them over to it.
Yeah.
And then just use the tap water because they don't mind that my TDS are high and the shrimp thrive.
Yeah, likewise.
I've had TDS over 500 in my shrimp tanks.
Yeah. They breed like rabbits.
With RO water, they don't have what they need for their shells to harden when they molt.
Yeah,
they're exoskeletons.
I've had to keep mine in with aragonite and keep the pH is usually right around 8. Yeah, and they have no problem molting.
Right. Mine's 7.5-ish, maybe 7.6, something like that.
I'll tell you something that's incredible though. I've never once. I'm not just saying this to make it sound good. I've never once seen a dead shrimp in any of my tanks ever.
Oh wow.
I don't know if I'm sure that some have to die eventually.
Yeah. I've seen dead ones.
Get devoured completely before I notice it.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I've never seen one like laying in the bottom of the tank.
Yeah.
Never seen a dead shrimp ever.
I've got that little 12-inch cube, and I've seen dead ones down in the front in the Sagittaria, the dwarf Sag, actually a few times. But the tank is full of shrimp, so the occasional loss. And I just leave it there. They clean it up because, they're eating that exoskeleton, which is also a source of calcium that they need. So I don't even worry about it. I just, and it's not a big deal, especially when you got a load of shrimp in a tank. It's probably just natural. I hate to use the word selection. I think it's just the natural process. Not everything lives forever.
Well, if you have 100 items, one of them's going to die. So
yes.
I think about that time when I think about that every time I scoop a dead fish out of my aquariums downstairs. It's like when you have thousands of fish, something's gonna die.
Yeah.
And Prodigal says here he's cutting it with RO. But you know what? If your TDS is well over 1,000, maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you're talking about Caridina, they have to have a very low TDS. But that's not the case. If you're having difficulty with your Neocaridina, it might be because they don't have enough of the nutrients in the water, or
enough of the minerals.
Definitely, I'd try that. If you're, like, say, if your TDS is like 1,500 or something like that, maybe.
Oh no!
But I've had mine up to 500. What's that? What did I miss?
I don't know her name. What is Sketty Nona?
That's Sarah.
Who? Sarah?
Sarah. SARA.
Her kitty knocked over her snowball shrimp today.
Oh wow!
Yeah, don't evoke the shrimp gods.
Yeah, that's right, Jody. She says her GH is 15 and KH is 15, and my Neos won't stop producing. Yep, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I still have this here.
Yeah,
what? You still have that? My GH is 40.
We got. I'm gonna send you a little shadow box frame that you can stick that in and hang it on the wall.
I think I might do that.
If he starts breaking little vials, he's gonna have to eventually use that one.
Yep. 40 drops for my GH test.
Yeah.
And it just barely turned it.
Those little API vials are expensive too.
Oh yeah, I got them right here when they're safe. But
yeah,
I just like to keep that there as a reminder.
I think it's great. I have yet to do it since when you did that. I have no idea I've got a TDS meter. One of those little things you stick in the tank, and it runs over 200, so 215, 220, something like that. And I've got shrimp in 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tanks. And 8 tanks and 2 of those 41 quart that go into the bed plastic tubs. So I've got shrimp in everything, and the only time I've got bettas in with some, and I've seen my bettas pick off shrimp, so I know they'll eat them.
That's because your water's a bit too
soft.
Too soft if you're using RO.
Oh man, we shouldn't have been talking about TDS meter when Steven got in here.
Oh yeah. Know your water chemistry, people.
Yeah, well, what are you going to do? Oh, and Steven, while you're here, thanks for the tip on Shippo. That's been really good. I've been using that.
I went back and I watched some of the older stuff. I mean, I've known Steven, but I'm just now getting back and was checking stuff out. And he had a rap song about water parameters. And did you see that one?
I have not.
Oh, you got to check it out.
He's had some really good ones, though.
Oh, it is really good. And I was laughing so hard, I about whizzed myself. I was like, dang, that's funny. It was hilarious. There is a few words in there. He does have a warning on there about language, but it's really funny. Oh, well, farewell, Biden by 2024. Hello, Mr. President. Here's Trump in your eye. All right. Spider Beta Kim. There she is. I think my eyes are dead.
Live bearers need a higher TDS too, don't they?
Yes, they do. And yeah, they do. In fact, I between my Neocardinas and my live bearers, I keep them all in African cichlid water conditions, which is aragonite or crushed coral, at least integrated in the substrate to keep it buffered.
Yeah.
And I can show you. I mean, I can't show you right now, but all my live bears are doing really well.
Right. I wonder if that's why my those wild type mollies that Mexicali gave me aren't spawning, because maybe the water's still not hard enough for them.
That might be.
Maybe if I get some of that, just drop a bag full of crushed coral, or
Yeah, you grab a couple handfuls of crushed coral, and if you want to keep it neat and tidy, you can also put it in one of your dryer bags.
Yeah, well,
you can do that, and then if you want to put behind a filter or something, you can do that.
I've got it's a 20-gallon. I've got a sponge filter at one end of it, and then the patented LRB rock pile kind of in the middle off to one side, and then guppy grass floating all over the rest of the place. So I don't know. I'll give that a try, because I know I was watching Jorge's one of his videos, I think, or maybe when he was here, that there's no. He's got a tank full of females, and I've got a male that he gave me. So I'd like to get those spawning. So hopefully get some males out of the deal. I can shoot some back to him.
Yeah, they should. I imagine they will take off. Is your water naturally hard out of the tap, Ron?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And you know
I don't do anything to it.
Is your KH pretty high, or?
Yeah, I'd have to check. It's been a while since I actually checked it.
Because if your water's like mine, I have it comes out of the tap really hard, but there's almost zero buffer. I mean, on this, I got this one too. Let me show you that. There's 2 drops.
Right.
To change, so it's a very low KH. And the buffer runs out really quick, so you'll drop a full point, or maybe even 2 points in about a week or 2.
Right. Do you have a calcium test kit also?
Calcium? No, I don't. I'm not sure.
I've got one, and I know I used it once, but I need to obviously go do that. I've got the API strips, and they have GH and KH on them, and they run all the way at the high end on both the GH and the KH. So without doing the drop test, I do have those. I've got the droppers also, and I just haven't used them in a while, because I think I was up around 40 drops on one, also thinking, I must have done this wrong. And obviously not. I probably didn't go far enough. I think I just threw it out because nothing was happening.
So what is your water like, David?
I think so. My pH is 7, 8, or 8. I think my GH is 2, KH is 8.
And that's using the drops.
Yes.
The drop count.
Yeah, I don't really trust those strips.
Right. I'm not sure I do either, but I understand.
I have a hard time trusting either one of them, to be honest with you, now that you mentioned that. What I trust is how the fish are doing, how the plants are doing. I mean, even though I'm new to plants, you can tell if they're thriving or not. If the fish look good and the plants look good, I think it's good.
Right.
I mean, because if it wasn't good, there would be something off. I mean, the fish would be acting up. They would be stressed.
Yeah.
So I think that just comes with experience, knowing what to look for with your fish. But I very rarely ever, that test right here, the one I did here, this is the first test I've done in probably 5 years or more.
Stephen, are you saying KH is not necessary? Is that what you're telling us?
Well, this is at the TDS, the total dissolved solids. Yeah.
Well, he's saying KH is garbage. Throw away KH. So
throw away the KH?
I'm wondering.
I want to say he's thinking it's not testable, not concernable.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, if there's no buffer in your water, the pH will drop, right? If you have I thought it would drop if you don't have any buffer in the water.
Thanks, Jorge. I will.
I've noticed that. Oh, I missed your. I'm so far behind in the chat.
Yeah, that's all right.
You guys are keeping up. That's good.
Yeah, occasionally. I maximize the StreamYard side, so I'm not looking at the chat there. I'm just watching it on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So that way I get to see your whole faces.
You
lucky you.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I definitely thought that the KH was going to be an important thing, because I noticed that my actual pH would drop quite a bit. And when I tested the pH with the test kit, it was, a nice blue color. So I know it was up around at least 8 or at least high 7s at the minimum. And then and I was doing regular water changes too. But the pH would basically, without the crushed coral or something, it would drop down after about, if I went 2 weeks without doing a water change.
Right.
Which is not bad. That's not a bad time. I mean, every 2 weeks is not bad. It would drop down by a full point or more within 2 weeks. So that tells me that the buffer does play a big role in it. But like I say, I'm new to plants. I'm new to, basically new to pretty much water chemistry, other than what I noticed.
Yeah.
I feel.
Well, how many people have you heard say I don't chase water parameters? If the fish don't live in my water, then I'm not going to have them. So
that's probably the easiest way there is to go.
Yep.
That makes the most sense.
But then when you sell fish, people always want to know what kind of parameters they're coming from.
Yeah.
So you at least have to be aware of what your parameters are.
Yeah. If you're selling locally, then, it's like, or same thing, buying locally, buying from a fish store locally.
Not an issue then.
Yeah. Right. Everybody's got pretty much the same water if you're, within a couple miles away or whatever. So
yeah, which I'd really like to be doing more of that.
Yeah. I haven't been to my local fish shop in months, and he probably thinks I hate him, and I don't. It's a nice guy.
I know. Yeah, mine hasn't. The one I dealt with, and there's another one that I should probably reach out to, but the one I've dealt with, she hasn't responded to my last 2 emails when I've sent her a fish list. So I don't know. They were late spring, which she always told me summer's a bad fish time for her selling fish. So I don't know if it was just bad timing or.
Right.
I guess I really just need to figure out what I got left downstairs and give her a list. So, but
right. We have a real seasonal population.
Cheap, so.
Yeah. We have a real seasonal population here. It's the snowbird population. They're in now, and then they'll leave in May. So I'm guessing. I don't know if that affects the fish shop. I don't know if any of the snowbirds actually have fish tanks that they deal with.
Right. Why would they want to deal with that?
Right.
All right. Well, I just wanted to pop in and.
It's good to see your face.
Well, hang on for a second, David. Oh, hang on for. Do you have a minute?
I have a minute.
All right. Well, actually, I will talk. If you need to go, I can talk to you later. But I'll message you on Messenger.
Okay. I don't know what's going on tonight. We want to do a stream tonight?
Yes.
All right. One of us will start one up then.
Yep. I think it's Ron's turn to host, or is it your turn? I'm not sure.
Well, I got one coming up Friday night, so I was trying to slip another one in this week, but you guys I waited long enough. You guys can do whatever you want to do. If Ron wants to pull one up tonight, that would be great.
What time?
Do I need to check a calendar?
I'm free anytime. So it's between you guys, work it out.
What is today?
Wednesday. The 6th. I don't know if that helps.
I just want to see who's doing what tonight.
Got it.
Oh, tonight's Dan's fish night.
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, we could. You want to? I don't care. 10 o'clock.
Yeah, 10:30. About
10:30.
So that would be 7:30 for you, Ron.
Okay.
If you need to check.
Right, well, that sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, Kathy will be out and about. She's got a meeting she goes to tonight.
As much as I care about water chemistry, I do not change mine. I just add calcium because I have none in my water. That's what I pretty much do. I think the calcium comes with a fresh coral, right? I mean, maybe a little bit of calcium.
Yeah. Yeah, I think as it sits in water, it gives off the calcium ions.
Yeah. There you go, Mike.
All right, Dave.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you guys tonight then.
All right.
Thank you, David, and I will see you later tonight.
All right.
Bye. Bye. Thank you.
See you, everybody.
See you later. I did drop that link there if anybody would like to join us up here in the chat or in the panel here, please do. If you want to, this is actually very interesting. I mean, we didn't set this down as a topic. Basically, we're just having the topic of what drives our passion in the hobby. But actually, this is interesting because there's so many different ways of doing this. I mean, you got different types of test kits. You got, just by experience and knowing what your fish are doing. All kinds of stuff like that. There's Mike. Hello, Mike. Welcome in. How you doing, sir?
Hey, guys.
Hey, Mike. How are you?
Oh, not too bad, Ron. You guys doing all right?
Yeah, life's good.
Yeah.
I'm just putting tonight's, so I don't forget in my setting an alarm. Nope, that's not it. Where'd it go? There it is. Set an alarm for 7 o'clock, so I remember to do that.
Oh, wow.
So, Mike, tell us what drives your...
I don't know if you've seen this right here. This is very interesting.
Okay.
He says that his water supplier assures him that his tap nitrates are 37. How would they know that's interesting.
We get like a monthly report from our water supplier, and it's got all the listings and stuff in it.
Oh, really?
I think we got to go find ours, and I've looked, and I think our nitrates, I cannot remember if is it 10 or 20 parts per million. There's a legal limit, at least here. I'm guessing maybe it's all over the U.S. that there's a legal limit. And it also goes on to say that our nitrates in our water are sourced from groundwater, fertilizers, and animal waste migrating into the groundwater.
Right.
Manure and fertilizer.
I think ours is like 35.
Oh.
I got to find out what mine is because I've never got a water report once.
Well, if you go to your supplier, Jeff, there, whoever your water purveyor is, there should be a print, one you can print out as a PDF or whatever.
Well, right now they're in the process of redoing the water treatment center.
Sure.
They're in the process right now of expanding it, making it bigger. So they've been doing. I mean, even all summer long they've been working on it.
Right.
And I've been been kind of lucky. I should have been testing during that whole period, and nothing's died or anything. And
yeah. That's going to be huge.
So
see, like on ours, the report even gives how much chlorine or ammonia or nitrates, KH, GH, all that.
Right. Do you have chloramines also in your water?
We just have chlorine, but it's not even really traceable.
Oh wow, that was the nice thing about the chlorine, just the chlorine, because it'll gas off. But the chloramines, you have to put something in it to break it down. I remember seeing a father fish thing. He said for chloramines,
vitamin C.
Yeah. So, but he didn't say how much. I mean, you grind up vitamin C and then drop that.
Yeah, he in one of his videos, I think I remember him saying something about like 1 or 2 tablets per 10 gallon or something like that.
Interesting.
Hobbytown says that the UK has to pay out millions in fines. Wow. I don't think any of our have had to do that. Or maybe they just won't do it.
Yeah.
And Greg says 100 TDS is considered to be undrinkable. Jeff Lansing has decent literature on the water. Describes how they use calcium hydroxide to soften your water. Okay. I better check into that, Stephen. I will do that.
I've got one here that says approximately 40 milligrams of ascorbic acid, vitamin C, will dechlorinate 1 gallon of water. Dechlorinate. Oh, no, it says, however, let's see, you will need a higher amount of vitamin C to remove chloramine. Approximately 40 milligrams will dechlorinate 1 gallon of water. So that doesn't help. That doesn't tell you how much you need for chloramine. So keep looking. But it's apparently it works. So I just use API tap water conditioner because it's a known.
Yes, yeah, I just use the Fritz.
Yeah. And the only reason I use that brand is because I was telling Jeff earlier was, one of the first videos I ever stumbled across was MD Fish Tanks. That's what he used. So what the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he uses API.
Yeah.
I used to use the API stress coat for the dechlorinator. It dechlorinates and also takes out heavy metals.
Oh, yeah.
But I stopped using that because I started using the Safe. It's the powdered. And each one of those little containers will treat 60,000 gallons of water. So, I mean, it's lasted me now. I got 2 of them, and they're not even half empty, either one of them. And
I used to use Safe.
Is that CChem?
Yeah.
It's 18 years worth of use, too, and that's not little teeny bits all you need for like a 20-gallon tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to use Safe, but I ain't used it in years.
Huh.
I tell you what,
Prime either.
It's probably saved me. I always use some dechlorinator when I do the water change. I don't want I do that. But I think if I had to give an amount of how much money I've saved using Safe, it's got to be well into maybe even into the thousands at this point of dollars.
Yeah, wow.
There's some of my tanks, like my Oscar tanks, I don't even worry about dechlorinating. I can just fill it right up and it don't even bother them.
Back when I kept the big Central Americans and South Americans like that.
And my Dubai, same way.
Yeah. And if it's just chlorine, it's going to gas off anyway.
Right.
And if you've got water flow, from either sponge filters or hang on back or whatever, and the surface is moving, it's going to gas off.
Fresh. Rebecca says, I use CChem Prime. It's still not enough for Safe. I'm not sure. I turn Safe into Prime and then use. There you go. You can put a little bit of powder in a big bottle of water. You can shake it up, and there you go. You got.
Same thing.
Probably. I mean,
this Fritz Complete, I use same thing.
Yeah.
But I have the little teeny metal spoons, and I just pretty much do that for most all the tanks.
Right.
Except 75. There's they have different size spoons. I use a little bit larger one for those, but
yeah.
Well, it's like this 20 long I just set up, this cold water tank. I just, put everything in it, filled it up, turned the pump on. I had fish in it 2 days.
Yeah.
In fact, I got them right here. I'll show you. This right here, they say that according to that this, which is a 1/4 teaspoon, it's called a tad. This is the largest one.
Yeah.
The level is enough to do 300 gallons.
Nice.
And when I do mine on my 20 gallons, I use the smallest one, which is, what is that called here? I can't even see it. It's so small.
1/16 of a teaspoon.
Something. It's tiny, but it's real tiny. You can see that.
Yeah.
I just do a little bit in this thing here, and that's good.
Wow.
But I tell you, I paid $9 for this thing.
Yeah.
And it's lasted me how many years? A long time. And I would have went through. I probably had enough bottles to stack in here sideways.
Yeah, and I just bought 2 new bottles of the tap water conditioner, so maybe I'll swap to that next time when these are gone.
I'll never look back to anything else. This has saved me money, and I've never had any problem with it.
Well, and that's what counts.
Yep.
That's what counts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I always try to find, ways to save money with, I'm not trying to cheap out on it or anything, but.
No, it's an expensive enough hobby as it is.
Yes.
Yeah. There's no doubt about that. Just,
Ascorbic acid works on chloramine too. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what we were just saying. That's what, but how much? What I just found, Stephen said 40 milligrams per gallon of water for chlorine. And it said you need more to eliminate the chloramines, but it didn't say how much is what I couldn't find. I didn't keep looking.
Rebecca says, Likey, if I had 10 tanks, I would see no need for safe. Well, I mean, depends on, it's kind of a situational thing too, I guess. I mean, if you want to continue using like a prime product or API stress coat or whatever, I mean,
Right.
you go through, how many bottles a year? Probably maybe at least 3 or 4 anyway.
Well, that's like where my brother lives. You turn his water on a couple times a week and all you smell is chlorine.
Oh, wow. Yeah. It's, you gotta, there's a lot of people giving advice out there. And I think the best advice there is use what makes you feel comfortable. Use what you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
I use, that's what I was going to say. Setting up new tanks. I always use that quick start, the live beneficial bacteria for an inoculation. And that seems to work. So instead of, leaving a tank set for weeks, I'm kind of impatient. So I throw some of the quick start in. And you're not supposed to do it until you throw the fish in, then throw the quick start in. So there's, or ghost feed it once or twice, throw some quick start in, something to get the bacteria going. Usually when I set up a tank, I use a lot of water from other tanks. So I figure it's pretty well seasoned from other tanks. I'm moving fish in from other tanks. I got sponge filters that have been sitting in other tanks. So I try and put all that, into the new tank setup.
Right.
I don't really worry about it. And then I dose it too, just for, anything worth doing is worth overdoing.
This 20 I just set up, Ron, this 20 long, I made the filter for it. I made like kind of like an overflow, but I put a fountain pump at the bottom, kind of like one of the all-in-ones, like that little marine line you got. Yeah. And I just took sponge out of different filter I had and stuck in there. I've got the heater hidden in it. Then I've got that sponge material and then that fountain pump just pushing water around. And I put fish in it 2 days later and it's stuck pretty heavy. Yeah. And I haven't had any problems.
Yeah. And likewise, the only time and this came up earlier, I don't know if you were here yet, is with shrimp, neocardinas. Then, I found that tanks for me need to be set up for a couple of months
aged.
or more. Yeah, well aged, well seasoned, whatever you like to call it. And then, because I've lost shrimp right off the bat on a tank that I thought was pretty well seasoned, but maybe it was only a couple months. So, the longer the better. Yeah.
Well, like 90% of my tanks, they don't get a water change except maybe every 6 months. So mine are pretty well seasoned.
Right. I do water changes.
I do on a couple.
Yeah. And I'll top off. Last Friday, we were going out of town and I did a water change on my 75 and I've got a 20 with the Blue Dream shrimp and some tuxedo guppies, and it was just white, milky. And I don't know why. So anyway, I did a water change on that tank, and I did a water change on the big tank. Everything else I just topped off, because they were down 2 or 3 inches in a week. We have really high evaporation here because it's dry.
Yeah.
I think today the relative humidity is about 10%, and it's been windy, so that makes it dry. It just sucks the moisture out of everything. So
we've had so much rain over the past week. I mean, we've had almost 9 inches of rain.
Holy shit.
So
yeah,
our humidity's pretty high right now.
Yeah.
But it's like 65 degrees.
Right. Yeah, we don't get a lot of that being in the desert here. So, and I used to live in Orange County, California, along the coast. We were 20 minutes from Disneyland, so it's sort of southeast of Los Angeles. And people would talk about, and the news, oh my God, we're in a desert. We're not in a desert because they don't know what the hell the desert really is. It was a Mediterranean climate there, but this is truly a desert here.
It's not like you're in Death Valley.
Yeah, we're just south of that. We're not too far. It's probably a 2-3 hour drive to Death Valley from here. But it's called the Coachella Valley, and Palm Springs, Palm Desert. So we're just east of Palm Springs, about a half an hour. And then from here, it's just a straight shot to Blythe and the Colorado River. And Jorge is just a couple hours southeast of me. He's right on the Colorado River. So it's desert. It really is desert. Our average annual rainfall is, by definition, desert. It's less than 7 inches a year.
Right.
Answer Prodigal's question here. They're doing really well. The Angels are doing fantastic. They're eating well. They look beautiful.
They look great when you show.
I love them. They are so.
Yeah,
nice.
we've been behind on rain, so it was a welcome thing to get.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear it.
And they're saying next week they're saying more. We're supposed to get another probably 5 to 6 inches.
Oh, that'd be great. Wait, I just saw you put something up really quick, Jeff, and it was Hobby Town. What was it?
Yeah, he says if you have to do bacterial dose on a tank, how do you guys work out how much to put in?
I just whatever the label says, however many mils.
Yep.
Yeah, she's like 5 mils or like 5 mils per 10 gallons or something.
And you know what? I don't think you can seriously overdose it too much. I don't think you can do any damage that way. You might be able to underdose it a little bit. I was saying earlier, I used to teach pest control classes. So, we deal with pesticide labels. And I learned and taught you always read the label, And with pesticides, it's the law. You need
especially
to
with hazmat.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's like when I got back in the hobby. When I first got back in the hobby, I don't know, 7 years ago, I started my first tank back up with Quick Start.
Right.
Yep, I got a bottle of that here just in case I don't have enough seeded sponges to start.
I've got a couple bottles of the Fritz Zyme 7, which was good because when we started up my brother's cube, like 4 foot by 4 foot by 3 foot cube, we used quite a bit of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I need to get some video with that thing.
I think it was on Ben Ochart. When he set up his 210 gallon, he took 2 whole bottles and dumped them both in.
That's what we did.
And that's a bacterial starter?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. It's got to have something to feed on, though. You can't just dump that stuff into.
Yeah, we dumped it in, and we dumped it in, and I think we put like 24 or 25 cardinal tetras in there and some other stuff same day. That's a big enough tank.
Yeah.
Because that bacteria, that starting bacteria will die if it doesn't have anything to eat.
Right. That's right.
Or just put some ammonia in there, or ammonia chloride or something.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's better to get the fresh water, put the fish in, let them go for a week, and then start adding that in.
Right. Nathan,
we did it right off the bat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the API Aqua Essentials, Nathan, also gets rid of heavy metals, doesn't it? I haven't used that one yet. I see MD use that one.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I think it does.
Yeah. Originally, when I first started watching MD, he was using AquaClear. Tap water conditioner. I'm sorry. So that's what I've been still using. But yeah, I think, that's a good product too, as far as I know.
Yeah, he swears by it for sure.
Yeah. Oh, and
he's been using it, I think, the whole time he's been on YouTube, hasn't he?
The API brand.
Yeah.
But since I've been watching, that's going on 2 years now. But I think he swapped from tap water conditioner to that, what was it? Aqua Essential? No.
Yeah, Aqua Essentials.
Was that? Yeah, what Nathan just said.
Nathan up here, Aqua Essentials, yes.
Yeah, good, yeah. And June, your little shrimpies are on the way. I sent them out yesterday. I don't know if you got my email or not.
Who's shrimps?
June.
Oh, June. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I got shrimps that I don't even know where they came. Well, I know where they come from, but they come from Curtis.
Oh, nice.
They come in on some of that big old monster crypt that he brought me.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
I got about 6 of them. They're just clear, wild type shrimp, but still.
Right. Yeah. Go ahead.
I've got a green dragon that's in the cave. I think he's fanning eggs.
Yeah. Nice.
That is really cool.
Yeah. I'm hoping one of these days I can get set up with Greg to get some of those super reds.
My neighbor behind me just bought 35 of Greg's Odessa barbs.
Oh, cool.
And I'll tell you what, the videos do not do justice to the fish.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, bacteria
You
is on
talk
the,
about
on the
they're
surface
just
of the glass.
they're like an onyx, an ebony black and almost just a deep red. I mean, they're beautiful fish.
How did you get them?
I didn't get them. My neighbor bought them.
Oh.
My neighbor ordered them because he's like me. He got tired of all the, the run of the mill stuff that the fish carries. And he was looking at he was over here one day and he seen my lion's eye and my Miller eye and my Lamia. And I was telling him about Curtis and Greg Sage. Well, he went on Greg's website and he's seen those Odessas and he's like, I've got to have those.
Yeah.
And he's got a 90, I think it's a 90 gallon.
Nice.
And
I saw him on Keeping Fish Simple when they were touring his basement.
Mm-hmm.
And they were spectacular.
Oh, the video don't do them justice.
Oh, I'm sure.
They look even better.
Yeah.
We can ask Curtis. I mean, he's actually seen them too, so.
Yeah. Well, Greg Sage is in that part of the world somewhere, isn't he?
He's in Colorado.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Curtis is only like an hour and a half away from him, I think, something like that.
Yeah, so you could just go pick him up. In fact, I think Curtis said he was in his driveway one time. He
goes there like once or twice a year. He goes and sees Greg.
Pulled up and said, "Yeah, Greg's expecting me." So.
He's gotten Goodeids there, and he's gotten his Odessa barbs, I believe, as well.
He's got the Goodeids, Lemias, Odessa barbs, the Yucatan sailfin mollies.
Wow.
I don't know what all.
That's the nice stuff.
I gotta get some new fish. I got rid of a bunch of my albino crebensis and some of the regular crebensis, and I got to get rid of I got to clean these tanks out so I can get some different fish in.
I'm about due for some new ones. I'm kind of slowly transitioning over to the rarer fish.
Yeah.
You still want the firemouths, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I got my heat pack. They just arrived today. So it looks like there's a good possibility.
Yeah, I haven't had firemouths in, I don't know, probably 10, 15 years.
Yeah, they're nice fish. I just got to check my bags and make sure they're big enough. And if they're not, I'll order those. I should have them back. I should still have them by next Monday.
Yeah.
I'm in no big hurry.
No big hurry. Okay, well, I'll get them to you. And I got the heat packs. I got all the boxes, all the styrofoam and everything else.
I've got the tank ready to go. I'm in no hurry.
Okay.
Where'd you get the heat packs, Jeff?
I'm sorry?
Where'd you get the heat packs? Amazon?
I bought them on Amazon. They're a little bit pricey. I got a 10-pack. It was like $31.
Yeah.
So it's like $3.10 a pack per pack.
These I sent out 3 orders yesterday with live stuff, and each one I put a trash bag in the box, and then I'm using the cellulose insulation, the blow-in insulation.
Yeah, that's what Jeff Kane uses.
Yeah, I know, and that's why I thought, if he can do it, I might be able to. And I put it all in a trash bag, so hopefully, whoever gets it, Junior, one of them, just stick your hand in there and wiggle it around, find the plastic bags, pull them out, and you might want to do it in the garage or somewhere.
Yeah, that stuff gets a little messy.
Yeah, and there's probably going to be static, so that stuff will stick to the plastic bags, and oh my God.
Yeah, Curtis just uses the like the insulation batting.
Yeah. Who was that wants a 40-gallon for Christmas? Oh, a 40-gallon long.
I think
I've got one.
I see that, yeah. I got 2 40-gallon breeders. Best deals ever were on offer up. By 30
I've got a 40 long.
For the other, but not 40 longs.
I've got a 40 long. I'd like to have another 33 long.
Yeah.
Well, it's like a 33 long, but it's you get it's 16 inches tall, whereas the 33 is like 12, I believe.
Yeah.
But it's 4-foot tank, which is really nice.
Yeah, the 40 breeders are 36 inches long.
Yep.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah, the 40 long It's the same width and length as a 55. It's just shorter.
Yep. 16 inches tall, and where the 55 is 21 inches.
Right. Yeah. And then 33 is even shorter.
Yeah.
It's 12 wide and 12 high. Yep.
Yeah.
Oop. I just heard something buzz.
Keep the feedback.
I just picked up. I just got a bunch of acrylic the other day given to me that I'm gonna do some measuring out and see if maybe I can build a 33 long. I've already got the weld on for it. So.
Oh, very cool. Yeah.
Welcome in from Sweden. Hello, my friend.
Wow, Magnus.
He's the green machine because he works with plants, and he's really good with plants as well.
Yeah. Good. I've got so much to learn about that.
As a horticulturist?
Yeah.
You know plants.
A little.
I know I need to learn the plants.
It's one of those things, Jeff. The more I learn, I realize the more I need to learn.
I think, that's. Well, that's a good thing because we're always learning. We're learning something new every day. I mean, I don't think there's been a day go by that I haven't learned at least something that I didn't know the day before.
Yeah.
If you're not learning, you're not growing.
That's right. That's right. And if you're not learning, you may as well just put an end to it. So.
Steve says, I don't even remember what I used to cycle my first tank. C-Chem stability, maybe. I mostly just use sponge filters now, and I call that good. But I also add the fish right away too. That way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually take the sponge. If I get a really dirty one, and I'll actually squeeze it in the water.
Yeah. I did that to my 75 when I first set it up, and it was a mucky mess because all that stuff settled on top of all the plants and
the good old filter gravy.
Yep.
Yeah. So I waited a couple days, then I stuck my arm in and just swished a few times, and a lot of the heavy sediment got picked up into the hang-on back filter. But I'm guessing the bacteria did its job. It migrated into the substrate, and, attached it. So all the plants came out of other tanks too. So.
Oh yeah.
So I'm sure it did what it.
June says, my son walked in, listened to you guys for a few minutes. He looked at me and says, that's where you get it from.
Yes, it is. Just another service we offer.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're all just a bunch of aquarium addicts here, and we enjoy the hobby. And speaking of which,
spread the addiction.
We got to spread the addiction here a little bit. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to catching up with all this chat here, looking at everybody. But I do have another thing up here. Now, where was that at? I'm going to find here we go. I'm going to ask you guys and everybody in the chat, did anybody get anything new this week? Any new fish, shrimp, snails, anything aquarium related?
No.
I'm going to try something new if that counts.
Yeah. It does.
That tub I told you I bought from Tractor Supply, that 100-gallon tub.
Yeah.
I've got a 40 breeder, and it is being overrun with jungle valsinaria.
Oh, we just lost Mike.
He'll be back.
I'll drop that.
So what I'm going to do, I've got these plastic storage tubs with the clip-on tops,
Mm-hmm.
And they're, I don't know, maybe 6-8 inches wide, 14-16 inches long storage bins. And listening to you guys with the potting soil, I bought some Miracle Grow potting soil, and I'm going to put that in the bottom of these plastic trays, and then I'm going to cover it with pool sand, and I'll probably put some, I think that Miracle Grow has fertilizer built in it, doesn't it? The Miracle Grow potting soil.
What I used was it's the organic. It's Miracle Grow organic potting soil. I'm not sure.
I think it's the same stuff. So anyway, and then I'm going to plant jungle val. I'm going to thin out that tank and plant a bunch of jungle val in it. And I saw somebody mentioning they harvest the jungle val. It kicks runners outside the tubs, so they cut those off. So I'm going to do that. But I'm going to set one of those tubs in the bottom of that 100-gallon tub, right? Those trays, all planted. I'm just going to drop them right in. And I think I'm going to do one like that with a bunch of Amazon swords also. and see if I can get some big swords and big jungle val going that I can put on my eBay page.
Nathan says he got a new cool HOB filter for this pretty cool guy.
Very cool.
He was the winner of the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. I hope you enjoy it, Nathan. I'm glad you won.
Seriously. Oh,
Yep.
very cool.
Yep, he's the one. He just, I think it arrived Monday, I believe,
Oh, wow.
if I'm not mistaken. It's what it said on the tracking anyway.
Yeah, good.
Steven says I got new lights in from Aquarium Co-op, replacing my failing hikers. Ooh, on my plant farm. Cool. I heard good things about those Aquarium Co-op lights.
Yeah. Apparently they're shock resistant, so when you drop it, it won't break.
And they're also, if they fall in the tank, I think they're water resistant to a certain degree.
That's good.
Actually, if they happen to fall in the water, they're not going to electrocute the... Oh, and I know that somebody else who's got a bunch of stuff, and I just watched his unboxing of it live.
Right.
George from Aquaballs.
Oh.
He got a bunch of new fish. He did an unboxing live stream.
Oh, I saw him mention earlier that he lost one of his fish.
I missed that.
That goes way back now, an hour ago maybe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'd be glad when I get my new glasses, guys. I'm telling you.
I
missed so much.
The chat's moving really fast, Jeff.
It was moving really quick.
Yeah, and everybody, don't forget to hit that like button.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Give Jeff a few likes to, it's good for the algorithm. 16 likes, that's cool. Yeah.
Yes. Green Machine.
How many,
Hello, Skipper.
That 26 watching, yay.
Skipper's joined us. How you doing, sir? Good, welcome in.
Really?
Yep. There he is. So I just asked everybody if you got any new fish this week or anything aquarium related. I think I'm going to do this little segment every week.
I think it's a good idea.
And I also have another segment. Like I remember last week we had Swiffle came up, and this is something I was trying to implement for a long time. Is to have people wants to come in here. I can drop the link in the chat, and people can show their aquariums if they want to.
Yeah.
If you got something you want to share with the whole group here, you're more than welcome to. And that's I highly I like that. So
George, are those the little buffalo head African cichlids you're talking about?
Oh yeah, the buffalo head, yes.
I had some of those years ago. They're really neat little fish.
Oh, they are. I really like the new design of the Yeah, they're nice, aren't they?
This was it a Marine Land?
Yeah, the Marine Land I sent to him was it was the 150.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they are a lot better with the that type of pipe. The round ones didn't work so good.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I'm not really familiar with those.
Yep, I got a bunch of those. I got them on sale on Amazon when I first started getting all these tanks in here. I was like, and then it dawned on me that it's going to cost a lot more electricity using all those HOBs.
Yeah.
Probably one of those probably one of the larger ones I got. Well, I do have a couple of the 350s running over on the African cichlid tanks because they're higher bio load over there, but I think each one of those, probably two of those filters probably equals the entire electric consumption of that big pump up there, I bet.
Interesting, yeah. I'm running 3.
Only 60 watt pump. The pump that runs this whole room is only 60 watts.
Right. Yeah, I'm running 3 aqua clears. And I don't remember what sizes. I think one of the bigger ones on the 70 gallon tank, or the 75, I should say. And then the smaller ones, what are they, aqua clear 70s maybe, on the 40 gallons. So they work well.
Yeah.
Once I finally learned how to use them, I used to, put the sponge in it, and I don't remember, the biomedia underneath it and the sponge. And when the sponge got dirty, it would float up, and then water would start running over the back of it, and it drained the tank all over the garage floor. So
there's Bunny Viper. Hello, Bunny. Welcome in, dear. Yes. I'm going to drop the link here because George is going to come up and join us.
Oh, cool.
And I'll set it right here for you, George.
I thought Skipper would. Did I see Skipper
Oh,
coming
Skipper
in?
can join in too. Yeah, Skipper, jump up here with us. That's great. That's not the link. Oh, that's not the link? Yeah, it's right there. It's at the bottom. I just dropped it for you.
Metaframe. That was one of the stainless steel tanks, wasn't it, Prodigal? One of the old stainless steel, the stainless steel frame that wrapped. Yeah, lights in the hood, the long, slender, incandescent lights.
Oh yeah,
I remember. Yes. Yeah. I was saying, I think my first one was a 29-gallon show, and I think it was Pemco.
Oh,
also stainless steel framed.
So I dropped the link there for you, George. It's right under your comment there. So when you get your shirt on, go ahead and click on it.
I thought so, yeah.
I'll drop it again just to make it easy so you ain't got to scroll up 9 miles. Here we go. There.
Yeah, that 29-gallon was my first aquarium, secondhand, and we had angelfish spawning on it, and that was it. That's all it took, and it was on. And then I took a big long break, probably, God, I don't know, maybe almost like a 35-year break, and then got back, 30-year break, whatever. And I'm glad I did. I really enjoy it.
Oh yeah,
they are fun.
I can't wait. I'm still waiting on my that one breeding project. I want to get my albino grubensis going.
Right.
I haven't put them together with the males yet, so
yeah,
that's coming soon though. Do that. I love those albinos. Those females in itself are just the most beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen a nicer one than them.
Yeah. I saw this thing on Facebook Marketplace. It's a rolling rack, and it's kind of tapered, and it's got 28. They look like 2-gallon tanks. So I was thinking, oh, how cool would that be for a bunch of all the bettas I have.
Oh yeah.
Because that way I could get individual pictures, then I could know which ones I'm selling to who when I put them up on eBay or whatever. So I don't know how I deal with that. I got to get rid of them. They're a year old now. They're ready to go. 29-gallon was what? Your second tank?
These are the fish I got yesterday, guys. And one of the buffalo heads. The gentleman told me. I actually emailed them this morning. I said, "Hey, one of the buffalo heads that came in, they had a white spot on the back, like looks like a fungal, And he's like, "Oh no," he said. He saw the photo. He's like, "Move him out of there," he said. "Put him by himself and put some salt and this and that." But I did, and he's not gonna make it, guys. He's like literally in his last breath, breathing to die right now.
I would contact him and tell him that. He can give you credit on something else.
Well, Jeff, he got beaten up by the poor because he was from another colony, and the gentleman picked him up and put him with the poor. So he didn't give him all from the same colony. And I guess that one male didn't like that new guy, and he beat on him. So, and they were in a shipping that happened. So yeah, I got 4, 5 actually. You can see there's feather fins in there. They call them boots. The Tanganykan feather fins. These the ones that are swimming up in the butt. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Those are
yes,
the
they get the long ventral fins, don't they?
They look great. Look at the size.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the size. They're big size. They're gonna breed for me in the next month or so.
Nice.
And buffalo head cichlids, they're breeding size also. There's a nice big male and a bunch of females. I'm waiting for some caves, and hopefully we'll get them soon. I just ordered it. Also, I got these guys here. Where are you? The Julidochromis regani. In this order. See one of them? Or actually, there's 5 of them in there.
Oh yeah, the Julies.
The Julidochromis. No, those are transcripted. These are reganis, I think they call them.
Reganis. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They can look
very cool.
I did get the transcript. You saw those, right? There's the transcript list. That's one from the last order. They're doing good. Everybody from the last order, 100%. The Caro Pongs. Yeah, that guy right there, not happy. I didn't want to show it to you, but you see how he's got like a beaten up blue.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just letting him live his life for a minute or two.
That's right.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It wasn't.
No, that's okay. I let them
Jeff,
go.
I'll be right back.
Out in the tank until they stop, until they're done. I mean, I've never euthanized a fish yet.
Yeah, me either. Jeff, I'll be right back.
I have. I used clove oil one time. I did do that because the fish was in a no return. Like he wasn't happy at all. He wasn't looking good. He was a big fish, flower horn, and his scales were all peeling off of him for some reason.
Yeah, if they're suffering terribly, I mean that's one thing. But
yeah, look at that big boy right there. You see him going back and forth? That was the big boy. Yeah. For some reason, guys, this Dave's redfish, awesome guy, awesome shipper. The bag was leaking a little bit, the box, but that's okay. Nobody was like, no water in there or anything like that. It was all good. So a little bit of water leakage, it's okay. Sometimes that happens, with the shipping going up and down the pressure. It's overnight. It comes in with a plane.
I've been window shopping on Dave's now for a long time. I'm going to order from there at some point. I want to get some more shell dwellers.
Oh, you'll like him. You'll like the service he gives and all that.
Yeah, I've been going on his site probably at least once a week, looking at the.
I check it every day.
Yeah, every day. Yep.
Well, I have fish that I would like to have that not many people has. Like, okay, I'm looking for these guys again. The feather fins, but they call them Pio subwesa. You heard of that broad? The feather fin.
Oh.
The Pio subwesa these guys look silver right now. They're not fired up. The males will look black with a blue tail. They look like a little gray fish. I know that, but they're not nowhere anywhere close to gray fish, guys. If you look them up in the wild, you see these are the boops. The boops are gorgeous fish. The females are gray, but not the males. Right now, one of the males this morning, when I did a little bit of water change, it actually fired up. Because what I did, I fed a little bit, and they didn't eat all the food, and I didn't want to leave it in there. I cleaned up the excess food. I topped it off so nothing goes wrong. No ammonia spike or nothing like that. And look at that big buffalo head.
Oh yeah, they're cool looking. I like the buffalo head.
They already dug. Look, they dug the sand around the filters there. They dug the sand. They're like making their territories. They like this tank, I guess, or the water or whatever. And so later on, I'll be moving the feather fins. I'll put them in a bigger tank, and then let them be in the 40-gallon here so I can breed them by themselves, species only.
I should know this, but are the buffalo heads, are they mouth brooders?
I believe they are not. They are egg layers. They lay in the caves. Okay. I think they are not mouth brooders. They are egg layers. They lay in the caves and they fan their eggs. You can take the fry after hatching or when they're eggs and put a bubble on there if you have them in the right thing. I'm thinking caves. I'm thinking on caves with a little hole in front of it. From PlecoCave.com.
Like a little hut or something.
Yeah, like a hut. Exactly, like a hut.
Okay, I was wondering about that. Because they have that nice big chin. I wasn't sure if they use that to hold the fry in their mouths or not.
Do you see that? They have that nice big chin, like you said. Aren't they gorgeous?
Yeah, they do. Yes. Yep.
I don't know. For some reason, they called my name.
Oh yeah. They are a cool fish.
That guy. I remember about those is you got to be careful that they don't bury themselves in a cave in.
They are like the shellies. They're like the shellies, not too much sand. Okay, thanks for letting me know that.
Well, they dig. Yeah. So if you set rocks on the bottom of the tank and then put rocks on rocks so they can't cave themselves in and then fill it with sand, they'll be happy as hell. They'll be able to dig and they won't, and they won't get a rock avalanche on top of them. So just,
That happened to me
That
with
makes
my
it natural cake. Natural
yeah.
cake.
Yeah, but just start at the glass, so they don't start setting rocks on sand and they dig under that. Then they can bury themselves. They can get caught in a cave in. And they are really cool fish. I remember those from years ago, and I really like those.
You see how comfortable they look here, and they're not that expensive. I paid like $15, $14 a piece. They were not bad. These are wild caught, by the way.
Oh wow!
Wow.
They're not. Yeah, he told me they were wild caught. So I read. I wish I knew. I would have put more. If I order again this month, next month, which I don't want to, because it's time to get no more shipping coming in here, because you know how we get all the holidays coming in, we get bad shipment. I don't want to kill fish, guys. I really don't.
Right.
So,
No,
and
no.
the weather's getting cooler too.
I just got my heat packs today for shipping in colder weather.
Yeah.
I
remember Peplin and Foxy are saying they're cutting it off on the 11th.
Yep.
I think take that advice too.
I'll ship throughout the rest of this month.
Yeah.
All right, check out. This is what I got today too. Oh my gosh, my hand is hurting so bad right now, guys. Sorry. My elbow. I woke up and shoulder blade is actually killing me. So I picked up this brand new. I just got it in right now. Literally, just got it in. It's open. It's already installed. I don't like delaying stuff like this. This is a filter poop cleaner, pretty much. They call them skimmer. It's the Reaper DC Skimmer 300.
Yes.
Self-leveling. It requires a controller to do the self-leveling. It has a sensor in there. So I'm not using that part because I have my own controller. What I did is I just put a little sensor on the cup. When it gets full, it will turn off the whole machine.
Oh wow!
Yeah, this was a expensive piece of equipment, guys.
Wow. You were really high-tech, George.
It looks like a nice piece of equipment.
You are very high-tech.
Well, it's not that I'm high-tech. I have a skimmer. It's sending micro bubbles on the bottom of it. And it's old. I paid $150 for the old used one.
Wow, yeah.
This was $450.
I just remember, I say that because I remember the last time you were here showing us the end of the tank with all the controls.
Oh, you should see it now. I put a light in there and I'm like fixing it better. So I'm still working on it.
Yeah, very cool.
I got a few new corals. I got some framer and a hammer, holographic hammer, gold framer, and green and blue frog spawn. I love those things. They are Euphalia corals. They're meaty, long polyp stony corals, the LPS. And they're gorgeous, like in the water, you see them moving.
Right.
And the wave maker, I figured out how to use the wave maker. Finally, I can get the corals going like this instead of just blasting on them all the time. Just so the water needs to go back and forth, right? Like very fast. Right. 1, 2, 1, 2. You don't want it blowing one way the whole time. Right. That's bad for the corals.
Ah.
So it's more like a tidal surge going back and forth instead.
The light is not on in there, guys. I would have taken you in there and show you, but the light's not on, so it's like no point.
I wish that, I'm not sure if Stubbs, if you're still watching this, look at those gold Denison barbs. Look at those.
Wow. Wow and wow.
Yeah, they are just stunning, aren't they? Oh, and look at there's the panda waru too.
Oh yeah, there's panda waru. There about 4 of them. And also, cool. I added new Geophagus cementis, I think they call them.
Oh, I love the
5 of these. There's 5 of them right now. I love them because they do this sand moving. They clean the sand for you. They spit sand. They're so gorgeous. Yeah. This is a big tank, guys. It's 8 foot long. It's like all these fish. It looks like a
240, right? 240 gallon?
240, I believe, yes.
Yes. That's like my dream tank right there. The
Yeah, but
That
you
would
get
be
a brand new one. It's around $1,600 without the shelf. So you gotta
Yeah.
build the DIY shelf. A brand new one. I'll save money for the future to get another one.
I
wow.
probably still use the cinder blocks and in wood. I just make
Yeah.
sure it's well supported.
Or I will tell you something about this because it's 8 foot. I told the guy, should I put a yoga mat underneath? The guy that fixed the side, right? That one silicone look like on the
Yeah.
back. So he's like, no, don't. He's like, leave it the way it is on the wood. The wood is littered like not straight, and he's like, the acrylic will actually
Good
like yeah. And what he said, if you put mat, that will crack the tank.
Ooh.
You know how we put yoga mats on the acrylic tanks? Yeah, he told me the 8 foot one not recommended. This is a guy that his job is acrylic tank.
But that's a glass
So-
tank, right?
No, this is the acrylic.
Oh, this is acrylic. Oh.
Yeah, it's an 8 foot long acrylic. Look, yeah.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Well, look at how thick that is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, well, it's about like not that thick, but yeah, I wish it was a little thicker. And then it's not a new tank; it's an old tank. That back seam, kind of in the middle. If you look in here, let me show you where exactly. One of the back there, I think it was right there in the back. It gave up. It gave up in the back right there. So I put a whole new. It's not a silicone; it's acrylic bond. It's like a rock. It's like a piece of acrylic. It glues
Yeah,
it.
it's welded together. It's chemically welded.
Chemically
Oh, yeah,
welded.
that's right. I mean, if you had a leak in your tank, you can.
That one cost me $250 just to put that little acrylic bond in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it wasn't cheap, guys.
Oh, wow.
No, sure.
Sucker
if-
cost me $750.
Now, did you do it yourself, or do you have somebody?
No, I don't do stuff like that by myself. I had a professional come in.
Oh,
He
okay.
put the tank on its side like this, and then that corner was laying down here on the floor. And what happened is he said, don't touch it for 48 hours or 24 hours, I think it was. And then he said, I called him. I'm like, hey, it's been 48 hours. Can I fill it up? He's like, yeah, you're good. So I put it in. I filled it up. No more leaks. I'm like, I called him. I say, hey, there's no more leak. Thank you very much. And so far, so good. No leak, nothing.
Oh, very good. Yeah.
See, what I do is I if I don't know how to do, I'll hire somebody too. But then I'll watch and see how he does it, and that way, if it happens again, I might try to do it myself.
Yeah, the problem, Jeff, with that is that acrylic bondo thingy that he used, they don't exist anywhere. He said he got that one from China or somewhere, a special ordered it. Yeah, so if you know somebody has it, gives it to you, you're lucky. But if not,
Right.
Yeah, good luck.
Okay. And Green
Keep that
Machine,
window.
that is a stunning tank. Try some Cryptocurn, Crispatula for some greenery.
no dirt underneath. Gentleman was telling me earlier he's gonna put dirt and then cap it with sand. One thing I told him, don't ever pull the plants up. Anytime you let's say you put jungle valve, right? If you try to take it out to sell it, no good anymore. That whole dirt's gonna come out and contaminate your tank.
Yeah, you're going to
There'll
have
be ammonia
algae after that.
And also,
Algae,
when geophagus
ammonia.
in there, the geos will dig into that dirt too. They'll dig right
Yeah.
down to it.
It
But
all
with a
depends.
tank like this, a tank
Yeah.
that's all sand, you can plant crypts and things like that. You just need to put fertilizer tabs under them.
Oh, for sand only?
Yeah.
Yes, and I don't want to put much plant other than Anubis in here
Yeah,
and some
exactly.
Bobbitis.
Yeah. What we were talking about earlier, George, you just got to do it what you're comfortable with.
Yep. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So I
what
That's
put
a
the-
pretty tank. I really like this tank.
I do
long
too.
fin,
Those
bushy
Bonnie
nose,
rainbows are beautiful too.
long fin,
Yeah,
bushy nose right there. Long fins, I put my albino long fins in here so they can grow bigger.
Yeah. There's some pretty fish. Are those the both? I don't know one rainbow from the other. Are those the both Monty rainbow that are red in the back? And
This one is called Parkinsonite. That one's the Bosmanite. This one's the
Okay.
Gary Langai, and then I have the Maurices from what's her name? That's the
They are
Maurice.
spectacular.
Oh, this
And
Parkinson.
there is the Kalitawa right there.
Wow.
Oh,
And then this one is the female of this guy. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? He's one of my favorite rainbow of all time. I have not bred many of them. I bred them, but not many. He's right there. Turbo Axorati. He's right there.
Ooh.
Oh wow.
I
And
might
then
have to try some rainbows at some point just to.
Look at this Turbo Axorati. Look at that. It's so gorgeous fish.
Yeah.
This
really.
isn't the best coloration. It gets better. It gets
Yeah.
much better color than this.
Oh yeah.
I'm guessing first thing in the morning they just light up.
And believe it or not, this guy here, in the first thing in the morning, there's no colors on them. They're like whitish looking.
Interesting.
They
Wow.
color up too. And the Congo tetras, they're loving it here. Look at those fish.
Yeah, those are really spectacular. That's one of the, I guess, one of the larger tetras.
Good night.
Yeah, Charlie Towers.
Oh yeah.
See you, Prodigal. You're probably already gone, but thanks for being here.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
And the
Now you
big
have the
ones are,
Parkinsoni, right? The Parkinsoni rainbows.
this one's a Parkinsoni. There's only one pair I have.
Ooh. Oh yeah. You have
That's
just
a
the one?
Marie-
Do you have a male and female for those?
One male, one female. I sold the babies all up, and then I kind of sold the one pair out too. Let me see where the female is. Yes, I have one male and one female still here. Let me find a female for this. Where are you? He's in here somewhere. I think that's her.
bring,
Yep,
bring some more of those, huh?
that's her. I think. Yep.
Oh. Very nice.
Yeah.
My LFS got them for how much were they? I said 15 a piece. 2 for 30.
Hmm.
They were nice and big though. Turquoise, I only have one left. No male. I mean, no female.
Oh, that turquoise is beautiful though. Look at wow.
Yeah.
They're gorgeous blue. And then the little ones on top, those ones are rainbows also. They call them the Tawa Creek, I think. Tawa something. Not the Kali Tawa. Something, they're like a smaller. That's how big they get.
I wonder, some of those are so similar to each other. Do you think they would interbreed with each other?
Oh, absolutely, they will interbreed. If you keep them in there and put a breeding mop in here, they'll over crossbreed all day long, and that's not good, right? So
Right.
you're supposed to. Now I know my females from my males. That's why I mix them all in here. So if I want to breed them, I know which one's what. I'll take a pair or two out and then breed them, and then
I see.
separate.
Okay. I was
Yeah, you can breed them in a big tank like this, Jeff. They will interbreed in a second.
oh wow.
Because what happened? One female goes into the mop, and all of those guys are following her. They're gonna eat the eggs.
Right.
I watch them always. They're dropping a lot of eggs, and they go after each other. They grab the eggs right out of their belly, like the other fish, and eat it.
That's probably what my cherry barbs have been doing because I haven't saved any of the eggs on them. I need to get my little container in there and try and do that because I want to breed my cherry barbs. Oh, nice.
I just finally seen these guys. I know there's like a flare, but they are coming out of their corner, which is good. It's been over a week. She hasn't been coming out of the corner. She's been always on that side. And now I see, because they know there was another male, right? So now I see her moving around. Hopefully in the next few months, I can breed those guys. This pair right here, big pair of Frantosas.
Oh yes, that's right.
That one female and the male inside the top. But we don't know. I'm gonna feed them really good, and hopefully they do their job.
You had a third one in there too, and you
I just told them.
you just sold him. Okay, that was the more aggressive one. He was keeping the one. He's keeping the one guy in the cave all the time.
Yeah, I did tell them. I did tell them.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that because he was a nice
he
fish.
went-
A little aggressive.
You know, he went for like $50. I told you I was gonna get $50 for him.
Yep, that's a good deal for one of them that size.
Well, believe it or not, Jeff, that's how much I paid.
Ah,
So I got my money back.
yes, that's good. Now, did you get them smaller and then grow them up that size, or
No, not at all. I got them big, like that same size. Just a little, like about a half an inch smaller it was. Because that male grew up very fast, caught up to the other one was in there. And started beating on the one that is in terracotta pot. So I'm like, nah, 2 males not gonna happen. You're gonna need to go. So check out these CPDs. Look at the form on them, the faces. If you guys can see them good, they're really nice quality. I was at LFS yesterday. He had a bunch of them, about 30 or so. Not even one inside there looked good. And these are the ones I bred right here from these. There's 2 tanks next to it. I have about 25 of them in there, and I don't plan on selling these guys right here. If the other LFS asks me for them, I'll sell them. Or one day we'll put them on an auction. I'll take them somewhere and sell them.
Yeah.
But they're all happy looking. There's no deformities on there. You can see they look like little, what is it called? Trout.
Yeah.
Rainbow trout.
We've got our last auction of the year this month, but then starting up in, it's either going to be March or April, I think, when we'll start back up. So if you have, if you're in a position to ship at that point in time, George, you can always join us.
February, March. March is like when the heat starts coming up, right? Start getting warm up. Yep. That's the best time to. Here I got Jeff a pair of Borrelia. I thought there were two. There are 2 males. I need to get that 1 male out and put another female in there with them.
Oh.
So, yeah, I just recently looked at them again with a flashlight and found out that, yeah.
Oh, I love those guys. I need more Tanganyikans.
Tanganyikans, yes.
Yes.
They like a lot of caves, Julies. I'm kind of gonna not leave them like this. I need to put more rocks in the back. Just gonna go get some more rocks and do it. Yeah, they don't. They like to make territories, and these are peaceful. Look like they're not beating on each other. The other ones that I got, the bimbas, right away the female picked his male and kicked up the other 2 out of there, like they were sticking out on top. So I'm like, nah, she's gonna beat him up. Not good. I took him out and put him in another tank.
There's George RB3. Hello, George RB3. Welcome in. We're checking out these beautiful tanks of aqua balls. His name is George also.
Yeah, I know him, buddy.
What is that one right there?
That's the wild beta.
Oh, wow.
The beta atuta. And then his babies are inside that one pond thingy right here.
Oh, that's right. You got those are the Antuta babies.
Yeah, there's no more babies. They're juveniles now.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you got.
Yeah, they grow pretty fast too.
They do. They're nice. And look, there's no water change going on here. A lot of plants. I have like a little tub, 20-gallon Lowe's tub in there.
Mm-hmm.
They're happy. I had about 10. I sold 4 of them. Maybe there's like 6 left, 6 to 7 left here. There's one of them.
Oh, yeah.
When I feed them black worm, they come right out. There's one of them right there.
Where are you getting black worm?
Actually, open these ones. Oh, we're not. Oh, here, look, they come right out. They think that I'm gonna feed them. I get it from a local fish store.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the minute I open the glass, they come out. They're doing good.
Yes, they are. Beautiful.
Yeah, Jeff, this saltwater thing, I don't recommend anybody getting in it unless you really, really, really want to do what I'm doing. Like, you really like the hobby and you know what's going to happen. You know, you want to stay in there. Like the freshwater hobby, you never know. In the future, I might decide one day I'm like, okay, no more freshwater. I want to do something else. You never know. But the saltwater hobby, man, there's no, like, if you stay 30 years doing it, you will learn something every day. There's no, I know all of it. There's nobody can say, I know all of it in the saltwater hobby.
Yeah.
Whitaker Quay says, hi, George. Yeah, I like the saltwater, but I don't have, there's so much of the freshwater hobby that I'm just, it's basically just now opening up for me. because I used to catch just the large, aggressive Central American cichlids for, most of the hobby up until about 10 years ago. And then I started switching off to other stuff. And so, but pretty much it's like a brand new chapter for me now. I'm getting into some of the nanofish, some of the live bearers.
Yeah.
So, but saltwater is beautiful. But that's something that I don't think I would take on unless, like I say, I have so much of the freshwater hobby ahead of me that it might just last me the rest of my life. You never know. We'll see.
No, the freshwater, you can live with it for the rest of your life. The saltwater, it's just something that you want to challenge yourself. Go ahead and get into the saltwater. Not fish only. I'm talking about the coral and the fish. Fish only is easy as the freshwater, by the way.
And Rebecca's saying, "Oh my God, panda waru." Yeah, they're beautiful.
Yeah, I have found that one. Hopefully they stay alive and grow big. Let's feed them a little bit. Watch how they eat this stuff. I gave them a little handful earlier. I'll do another one. Hey, you guys want to eat? Perlina, a handful.
Oh. She says that it's a different, she says that marine is different, easy, more stable, but some corals are dramatic.
The corals are gorgeous. Especially if you know how to grow them. After a couple, 2-3 years later, your tank looks so amazing. Look at the hurricane just hit my tank.
Yes.
Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that, guys. I mean, come on.
I know it. Something like that, you can just sit there and relax with your coffee and just watch them.
You see what happened when I fed them? They went crazy.
Oh, yeah. I don't think probably not a piece of that food even hit the bottom of the tank.
They were just like chill, swimming, and all of a sudden somebody turned a dishwasher on or something. They're everywhere now.
Mm-hmm. Bunny Viper says panda waru are amazing. I always hope to have some eventually. Absolutely beautiful. Yes, they are.
They are not as hardy fish as you guys think, though. They're very finicky fish. Be careful. I would not recommend anything less than 4 inches. Right now, Dan's Fish have them for $100 a piece, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody read them.
Craig's Catfish Caves has arrived. Welcome, sir.
Oh, I see so many catfish also. I've been wanting. I saw some nice one at the LFS yesterday. He said they grow about maybe 4 inches. They were look like Senedantes, not the Petricola, the Senedantes catfish. They had the beautiful face and a big rounded dot silver body on the body all over. They were $6.99 a piece. Nice size.
Oh yes.
I do need to bring some catfish in here. I like the catfish, the way how they swim in the bottom. The colors look different.
Yes, just their whole habit is different.
Those small ones, the Lucipinus is the one that I want to get.
Well, he has the Pachacola, the small ones, the smallest one. Pachacolas. Lucipinus, I know which ones those are too. I like the Tanganicans more. The Pachacolas, they don't grow any bigger than that.
Yeah, the Lucipinus, it's Tanganyikan also. It's the Synodonus.
The bigger one.
Lucipinus. They get about 3.5 to 4 inches.
That's the one I saw yesterday. They were $7 each.
Oh wow!
They have the dots, the black dots on them, right on the body.
Yes.
Bigger dots and silver body, and the front of the face is a smaller dot and different look in the head. That's them. That's them. I'm sure of it. I'll show it to you later. I'll go take a video. My LFS gets a lot of fish, a lot of wild caught, a lot of he gets a lot of different stuff that we don't see in the hobby.
You got a decent LFS. I wish I had one here.
Oh, if you guys see my LFS, you'll be in there every day like me. I'm there every day. Every day I'm there.
I probably be there every day, more than likely.
No. There's other customers go there every day too, and they know me, and they're like, "Hey, aren't you that guy that breeds fish?" I'm like, "Yes, I have the channel." Then one guy goes, "I think I talked to you the other day." you were telling me about the discus, and he goes, how many did you say to put in? And he was asking more questions, and I asked him, what's his CDS? He said 300. He said he's using RODI. I said, what kind of RODI are you using? He said 1 stage. So I go, sir, that's not RODI. That's pretty much what it is. It's like a carbon filter. You're just taking out. Well, I kind of know, right? I know. I've been in the hobby for a long time. Kind of like a doctor now. I know everything. Not everything, but yeah, I kind of know. I asked him a question. He answered me. I know what he's talking about. So he doesn't have a RODI filter. He has a sediment filter. The cheap ones, like $25, $30 one, you put under the hose. It gets rid of the chloramine, I think, and the chlorine. That's pretty much what it does. And it's not filtering all the hard water out or anything like that. But some people give other wrong information, and then when people buy something, they think that they did get the right stuff.
Yep, that happens. That happens a lot.
I did show him. I opened him which one to buy. I told him it's like around $200.
I was in the pet store the other day at
$15,
and
cheap, around 4 or 5 stays.
George, are you there? I think he's frozen up a
Like he
little bit.
froze.
I'm listening.
Oh, there you go.
There he is. I was going to mention that I seen I had to intervene actually. I was in the Petco.
I can hear you.
They had some baby pacus, red belly pacu. And he was asking, the guy was in there asking, he says, oh, those are beautiful. And the one was asking, could I keep those in my 20-gallon tank? He says, oh, it's this size. Yeah, you can go right ahead. I would never, because they're going to outgrow that tank within 3 months. Put a pacu in a 20-gallon tank is not exactly a good idea.
No.
Are you kidding? They're pacus. They get it.
That's right, Craig. You're absolutely right. Hello, Lisa. Welcome in. Mm-hmm.
Manifest has a Mabuf puffer. It's been there for 3 months already. $2.99 he's asking for him. I think if he was 150 the size he has, I would I wouldn't have bought it because I don't have a 500-gallon fish tank. I might have a little baby. Like, I mean, he's only like that big, maybe. Is he eating? Is
There's a
healthy?
lot of different puffers you can get.
But I mean, what am I going to put him? If I put him in here, he won't. Tank would be made by himself.
Mm-hmm. I know that.
I don't have any more puffers. Remember, I had those Amazon puffers and Marco Indoor Fishing inside. Got them for me.
Hello, Rob. Welcome in. I was looking at. I know Greg has what's called avocado puffer, and they seem
avocado puffers. Yes, we get the
avocado puffers. Yeah, and then then there's the fajakas. They're a little more aggressive, but you can keep those in a 75. Yeah, you can keep one of those in a 75-gallon.
The avocado puffers, I saw him. He had them the other day. They swim very nice.
Mm-hmm.
They're swimming the way how they swim. They're spinach. They're really pretty beautiful fish.
Mm-hmm. They are.
All right, guys, I'm gonna get down. My shoulder is literally hurting, and got a couple things to do around here.
All right, George.
Thanks, George.
Thank you so much for the tour. That was always
no problem.
We love it every time. So you got beautiful tanks and fish. Thank you, sir.
Take care.
Come on, boom, boom. Give them kiss.
All right. All right. Many stores changing puffer names. I assume seen them more tank mate friendly. Yes. Yeah, there are some different species. I've seen a lot lately. They have the Congo spotted puffer. That's an expensive one. I've never kept any puppers. Have you ever kept any puppers before?
I have not. You know, I'd seen the little bitty ones, and I thought a tank full of those would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a well-planted tank, and it'd be a great place to get rid of all my bladder snails.
Yeah, maybe some pea puffers. Yeah, get a little group of those.
Pea puffers, that's what they're. Yes. Yeah, I guess they're pretty easy to breed too.
Yeah, I bet you they would sell really well. I mean, once you got them breeding, and I mean, they're always popular.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, George. Always a pleasure, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, George.
What a great Aquarius, though. He's got some really fantastic. I mean, his experience and his tanks are just beautiful. Seen Mabu do this with puffers. They turn nasty and can cause a lot of damage. I didn't know that. Yes, good to snail. Yep, they do that. They take those pest snails and they'll devour them.
Yeah. It's just I can't, you know, a couple tanks I'd like to de-snail have shrimp in it, and I don't want to de-shrimp my tanks. So, you know,
right. Yeah.
That won't work.
They would definitely go after the shrimp at some point.
Yeah. So that won't do. But, you know, I guess I could shift some stuff around. But I'd have to get some first. I don't know where, you know, I don't know if my LFS had pea puffers once upon a time. Like I said earlier, I haven't been in there in so long that I really need to go visit and see what they're up against and see what he's got and see if I can do some trading. And I got to get rid of a bunch.
In a 10-gallon tank, and they got along great in there.
What is? Say it again.
Friend had 6 of those pea puffers in a 10-gallon tank.
Yeah.
And it had a nice piece of wood up in the middle.
Sure.
It had a lot of plants around, so there's a lot of sight blocks, but they got along great.
Yeah. They don't get big. They don't get much more than what, inch and a half.
They're just tiny little things.
Yeah.
I heard they call them murder beans. I heard them called murder beans before.
Wow, that's funny. I guess, you know, they need the crunchy food to keep their teeth worn down. So otherwise their teeth will outgrow them, and so that'll cause them to either die or, yeah, Rob's saying murder beans. How you doing, Rob?
Yep, that's what they are.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, look at this. Rebecca says, but that bite could have destroyed more than half the fish. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Saying something about a bristlenose being bitten in half.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
South American puffers are the worst. Needing beak trim, yeah. Yeah, pea puffers are cute, aren't they, Talisa?
Yeah.
And welcome in, by the way. It's good to see you. Good to see everybody.
Always
Good to see everybody. Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, we are coming up now we're already past our 2-hour mark. I think at this point, we'll go ahead and call it right here. Ron, what do you think? And
I think that's probably a good idea.
Probably a good idea. I need to go up and cook some supper for the wife also. This time is the time of the day. So I want to thank everybody. I want to thank you especially and everybody else. And David, who was in here earlier. And everybody here in the chat. So good to see everybody. Yeah. Rob, Craig, Aquaballs, Rebecca, everyone. Red Laser. If I'm missing names, just know that I'm talking to all of you.
Yeah.
So.
And thanks again for the opportunity, Jeff. And we will be back on my channel at 7:30 Pacific tonight.
7:30 tonight. Yes, we will, over at Garage Aquatics.
Yeah.
And I will have. I'll also drop that. Once you get it done, I'll drop the link into my community page as well.
Oh, I got to figure out how to do that.
To drop. Oh, all you have to do is make it, and I'll do.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I'll just share it and put it directly in the community.
Sure.
And I'll show you how to do that too later.
That'd be great.
It's pretty easy,
Yeah.
So thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Always a pleasure.
Yes. Love you guys. Have a very nice morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you're at. And we'll see y'all later.
All right.
Bye.
See ya.